What's going on, Titans fans? It's Mitchell Renz, and you are watching Titans Today. Coming up here, we're going to be talking about a Geoff Swaim trade. I'm also going to be looking at Robert Woods' breakout season. Now, I get it. It's the offseason. It's July. But our job here at Chat Sports is to look around the internet, find some trending topics, and give our 2 cents on them, which is exactly where I am going here for the Geoff Swaim trade rumors. So, Bleacher Report released an article titled, "One Player Each NFL Team Should Consider Trading Before the 2022 Season." Swaim was picked for Tennessee. The Titans, they signed Austin Hooper this offseason. They also drafted Chig, and I'm sorry, I struggle with his last name, so he's going to be known as Chig as long as I am on the show. In terms of why the trade makes sense, I mean, it really comes down to a few different reasons. So first, I'm going to tell you why Bleacher Report thought moving on from Swaim was the right thing to do, and here we go. Geoff Swaim proved himself as a solid contributor for the Tennessee Titans, but the offense is slowly changing, including the tight end spot. Austin Hooper and fourth-round rookie Chig should be the unit's top 2 players at the position, and they're going to be the top 2 players at the position. They might not be the top 2 guys now. Austin Hooper is the clear number 1 tight end in this offense. I don't care what the numbers were last year for Cleveland. They didn't use him in the right way. You want to watch good Austin Hooper highlights? Look what Matt Ryan did with him in that Atlanta Falcons offense, because Austin Hooper, to me, is a top 10 tight end. I know that might be eye-popping, but I really, truly believe in the talent from top to bottom. We'll talk about Chig in a sec, but we're going to keep rolling here with some quotes from Bleacher Report. Hooper's tenure with the Cleveland Browns didn't go as well as expected, so the franchise released the 2-time Pro Bowl selection. While Hooper struggles to create mismatches and separation, he's a true Y tight end with reliable hands. The other tight end that they drafted this season was Chig out of Maryland, and when you look at the overall talent that this young man has, 52 catches, 447 yards, 5 touchdowns, the upside is there, right? Coaching staff has already said it. Ryan Tannehill's already been impressed with him, and it might not be 1-2 yet, but if you're telling me, all right, I want a veteran, Austin Hooper or Geoff Swaim, I'm going to pick Austin Hooper every single day of the week. And then in terms of just who's the next up-and-coming guy, no disrespect to Swaim, I'm going to give those reps to Chig because he can be the next up-and-coming tight end. I know Geoff Swaim at this point is vanilla ice cream. I'm sorry, I'm not getting vanilla ice cream when I go to Ben & Jerry's. I'm not going to do it. Also, we're going to keep it rolling here. Chig has a different and complementary skill set as a detached option. The 6'3", 240-pound F tight end brings 4.52 second 40-yard dash speed to stretch the seam. So essentially what Bleacher Report's talking about here is this. You have one tight end who's good at catching the football in Austin Hooper, but he's also a blocker. He's not going to break away from you. Then Chig, on the other hand, he's not so much as a blocker. He's more of a pass catcher and can stretch the middle of the field, stretch the seam. I'm not going to throw out the name Delanie Walker, though Delanie was very, very good at stretching the seam for the Tennessee Titans. Now, we are getting really close, and our producer, Jack, who is not here, he's actually on vacation, he's enjoying a good old time here, and we are going to get to 4,000 subs. We're 9 away. So what I want you guys to do is try to be one of the next 9 people to subscribe. We are growing this channel quickly, rapidly, and I want to continue to make this thing move. The other thing, though, why you should sub, you might get a shout-out. And shout-out to the last 5 subs that we have on Titans Today. So shout-out to Penny, shout-out to Robert, who's also a Sox fan like Jack, David Brooks, Dale Hinton, and then Sue Johnson. If you want to see free Titans videos and you want to get a shout-out, hit that subscribe button. Also, in terms of the height around Chig, look at this. Ryan Tannehill, he also sees it, and realistically, it's probably more important that Tannehill sees it than me. Chig's done a great job for us. He's made some big strides this spring. I'm proud of the way he's come in, learned what to do, and will continue to push him on that. But just physically, to see his size, his strength, his speed, how he's able to play through contact, he definitely gives us another weapon. So this entire video was based on the predication of Bleacher Report putting out a video, or an article, one trade that each team should make. They think that the Titans should trade away Geoff Swaim. So here's my question to you. Do you think that Tennessee should do it? Type T for trade, or I want you to type K for keep. I'm saying yes. You move on from him. But what I do think Bleacher Report is struggling with is, does anybody make the trade? does anybody make the move? Because if I'm sitting back, if I'm one of the other 31 teams, and I see that you signed Austin Hooper, you drafted a tight end in, the third or the fourth round, that kind of tells me everything I need to know. And why would I give up a pick then? Because to me, if you don't want him, chances are you might just cut him. So, yes, he's coming off a career year, and career year for him was 31 catches, 210 yards, 3 touchdowns, but that was also in an offense that had an injured Julio Jones, that had an injured A.J. Brown, and there are some extra opportunities for targets this season, no doubt about that, considering the fact of Treylon Burks is a question mark. Robert Woods, who we're about to talk about, is a talented guy, but he's got his own injury concerns. So if I was the Titans, I put him on the trade block, I would call 5 teams. And the 5 teams that I would call are teams that I believe are teams that need a tight end. Are teams that I look at that tight end depth chart and I'm like, man, that is grandma getting out of the tub ugly. And those are the Denver Broncos, the Minnesota Vikings, New York Giants, Chicago Bears, New Orleans Saints. If I'm forgetting anyone, please let me know. I'm confident enough and I'm comfortable in my own skin where you're not going to offend me if you comment some other teams down there below. Speaking of being comfortable, that's the name of the game. I don't know about y'all. I try to be in today's world, now that I got a girlfriend, not that I don't dress for style sometimes as I'm wearing a chain, but I'm also trying to rep my teams, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm as comfortable as humanly possible, and that's what these shirts are going to allow you to do. We're going to hook you up with an amazing deal, chatsports.com/TitansCombo, where you can get both of these shirts, and you can save $20. Usually, they're $49.99. Nah. $29.99, 2 high-quality Titans t-shirts. The links are available for you all in the comments and in the description of the videos. Remember, it's chatsports.com/Titans Combo. Let's go to the next story here on today's show, and it's around Robert Woods. And could this guy have a Pro Bowl season? When I first saw this article, I was like, wait a minute. Robert Woods has never had a Pro Bowl season? The answer to that is no. So I want you to like this video right now if you think Robert Woods can make the Pro Bowl. If you believe that Robert Woods can have his first ever Pro Bowl season, and I would tell a lot of Titans fans, I would absolutely like this video, because in terms of fantasy football as well, this is one of those guys that I'm targeting, because for the first time in his career, realistically, he's the number 1 option. Yes, y'all want Treylon Burks to be that guy, but personally, I think Robert Woods' skill set fits really well with what Ryan Tannehill does. So again, NFL.com, they released an article titled, "One potential first-time Pro Bowler for each AFC team." I was very surprised that Robert Woods has never been a Pro Bowler, considering the fact of some of the numbers that he's put up. But he was picked for the Titans. The Titans traded for Woods this offseason. They saw an opportunity. They were able to buy low. I get it. Coming off an ACL injury. That's scary for a lot of people. But when you have superior athletes, amazing trainers, and he's had enough time to rest, you add all those things together, and it does equate to having a chance to have a breakout season, especially when you're probably going to be the number 1 receiver, and there are a lot of targets up for grabs. But this is what NFL.com had to say on Woods making the Pro Bowl. And stick with me, I got a few quotes to run through here. "Bobby Trees has often played the unglorious but essential role of second fiddle in his NFL career. However, after the departures of A.J. Brown and Julio Jones, the Titans are going to need Woods to play a major part in their passing offense, at least initially. First-round pick Treylon Burks arrives with great expectations, but it's unfair to expect him to make a significant impact right away. That's why Woods will be very important to Tennessee in 2022 as he makes his return from an ACL tear. If the Titans can once again win the AFC South, Woods should end up getting much-deserved praise. Posting 1,000 yards for the 3rd time in his career, he would enter him in the Pro Bowl conversation. But receiver, like quarterback, is a tough position group to crack. It might take a career year, and at 30 years old, this is Woods' best remaining chance." And I agree with that, because I want you guys right now, and I'm going to show you some stats here in a second, but I want you to predict Robert Woods' stats this season from a reception to yards to touchdown standpoint. And if you're like, well, it's kind of difficult, I want you to think about what happened last year with guys like A.J. Brown and think about how many targets went around and how many are gone. And then I want you right now to look at the 9 seasons that Robert Woods has played in the NFL, specifically the most recent ones, because the only number that's low on these lists are touchdown numbers. And I think, and if Ryan Tannehill can get back to his, we'll say, 2020 form, where he's a lot more efficient in the red zone, And if you can get around that 80 catch mark, around 1,200 yards, around 10 touchdowns, to me, that's a Pro Bowl caliber season. So after looking at all Woods' career numbers, I want you down in the comments right now. Give me the receptions, the yards, and touchdowns you believe Robert Woods will have this upcoming season.